You're probably the last of those box office stars. What do you say to that?
Well, I commend Tyson because he's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I'm at. You know, he's a legendary champion. And the only thing I have to say about Mike Tyson is everyone is always trying to judge Mike Tyson. He lived his life the way he wanted to live his life. No one can say what they would have done if they were in his shoes. Boxing will live on. You know, it's the Mayweather era. Not just myself, but the Mayweather brand. You know, I have my own style
Floyd Mayweather's cautionary words to Mike Tyson are making waves, urging the former heavyweight champ to rethink facing Jake Paul. In an era where YouTubers are stepping into the ring with pros and shaking up the industry, this matchup has everyone talking, but for Mayweather, it's a risk Tyson doesn't need. Mayweather is reportedly telling Tyson that at this stage, he's risking not only his legacy, but his physical well-being against a younger, more active opponent who's out to prove himself. Mayweather's perspective is simple. Tyson, though still a force in his 50s, has everything to lose and little to gain. In a fight like this, Mayweather sees danger, not glory, and he's not holding back his warnings for Paul either. For Paul, this clash is about legacy building. For Tyson, it's a balancing act between nostalgia and reality. The question Mayweather's advice raises is one the boxing world can't ignore. Should Tyson really take on this challenge? Is this fight a groundbreaking event, or is Tyson risking too much? Let us know what you think.
Jake Paul, I mean, as long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
He told me before his goal is to fight Canelo, so that's, you know, where his mindset's at.
He get up by Canelo. He get demolished.
At 58, Mike Tyson is gearing up for a showdown against 27-year-old Jake Paul at the iconic AT&T Stadium. But a recent health scare during a mid-flight incident has raised serious eyebrows about Tyson's fitness to step into the ring. Despite the uncertainty surrounding his health, both fighters are adamant that the bout will go on as planned, intensifying the scrutiny around Paul's career choices. As the YouTuber turned boxer gears up for this clash, critics are sharpening their knives, questioning why Paul continues to take on opponents like Tyson, who are clearly past their prime. Yet, amidst the backlash, Paul has surprisingly found a faction of support that might just catch him off guard. Notably, Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated boxing legend, recently threw his weight behind Paul, suggesting that there's more to the problem child than just online antics. In an interview with Treasure Stat Baby Wilson on It Is What It Is, Mayweather reflected on the fine line between celebrity boxing and genuine competition, especially as Jake prepares for his high-profile bout with Tyson in November. Wilson sparked a heated debate by probing Mayweather on what it truly means to be a real boxer. This conversation comes at a pivotal moment as fans remain divided on whether Paul is carving out a legitimate career in boxing or simply leveraging his social media fame for paydays. Treasure Stat Baby Wilson posed a provocative question to Floyd Mayweather about Jake Paul's legitimacy as a boxer. How do you feel like you get out of that bubble to make somebody a real boxer? Mayweather, known for his sharp insights and unapologetic opinions, didn't hold back in his response, stated, I mean, what he's doing is kind of cool. If he can continue to steal money and they match him the way they've been matching him, I can't knock his hustle. So if they can match him the way they have been, more power to him. Mayweather's acknowledgement of Paul's ability to capitalize on his unique position speaks to the ongoing debate about the authenticity of his boxing career. While some fans and purists criticize Paul for taking fights that seem more about spectacle than skill, Mayweather's comments suggest a begrudging respect for his business acumen. The boxing world is watching closely as Paul navigates this precarious path. Another legend in boxing world, Joe Rogan, also weighed in on Jake Paul's controversial ascent in the boxing world, offering a perspective that challenges the prevalent skepticism surrounding the YouTuber turned boxer. Rogan's analysis sheds light on how public perception may skew the appreciation of Paul's boxing abilities. He began by highlighting a key aspect of Paul's career.
I say, if this kid was not a YouTuber, if he wasn't some guy that you knew from the time he was like 16 years old on YouTube, and you just saw him box, and you saw him knock out former UFC champions, you saw him beat legitimate boxers, or beat athletes, and beat a bunch of MMA fighters, you'd go, this kid can fight. He knows how to fight.
Rogan's assertion points to the impressive nature of Paul's performances, arguing that if fans viewed him solely through the lens of his boxing skills, rather than his internet fame, he would be recognized as a legitimate contender. He continues, emphasizing the technical proficiency that often goes unnoticed.
Fight. Like, it's not, nothing he's doing looks wrong. He's not like sticking his head straight up in the air and winging punches with his eyes closed. He's fighting well. He looks good. And if he was just an up-and-coming boxer that was this exciting, like highly promotable, like really good at selling fights, you'd be like, this kid's the future. He's really something.
This insightful commentary from Rogan serves as a reminder that the boxing world is rapidly evolving, and fighters like Jake Paul may be pushing boundaries in ways that challenge traditional norms. As the debate continues about what constitutes a real boxer, Rogan's perspective urges fans to recognize talent beyond the YouTube persona, suggesting that there might be more to Jake Paul than meets the eye. On the other hand, former UFC middleweight champion Michael Bisping shared his own viewpoint on the matter, adding a layer of complexity to the conversation surrounding Paul's credibility in the ring. He remarked, "Jake Paul claims to be a fighter. He talks about fighting Canelo and all these people, and calling out proper fighters that are way past their prime." Bisping's comments underscore the skepticism that often accompanies Paul's career choices, highlighting the criticism of his tendency to call out established fighters who may no longer be at their peak. This raises questions about the authenticity of Paul's aspirations and whether his challenges hold any merit. The debate over Jake Paul's legacy isn't going away anytime soon, and it's heating up. His choice of opponents, typically older and semi-retired fighters, has ignited fierce discussions among fans and critics. But let's face it, his star power is undeniable. Paul has emerged as one of the biggest draws in recent years, filling arenas with crowds that seasoned champions can only dream of. When you think of boxing legends, names like Tyson and Mayweather come to mind. Tyson ruled the heavyweight division in the 80s and 90s, steamrolling through challengers like Michael Spinks, Larry Holmes, Frank Bruno, and Tony Tucker. Mayweather, on the other hand, has conquered 5 weight classes, capturing the hearts of fans worldwide. His 2015 mega fight with Manny Pacquiao, dubbed the fight of the century, smashed records with a staggering 4.6 million pay-per-view buys.
He's still not normal, but he's still like a professional heavyweight boxer. He's still terrifying. I look at fighters when they're in their absolute prime. Like, what have you ever seen that was better than this? And with Mike Tyson, I've never seen anybody better. I've never seen any fighter, even Ali in his prime, even Ali when he was Cassius Clay. I never saw anybody who looked like Mike Tyson in his prime.
Many boxing fans, including Joe Rogan, believe a peak Iron Mike would crush most heavyweights, but Floyd Mayweather isn't so sure. In a recent interview with Mail Sport Boxing, he expressed doubt about Tyson's chances against former champion Vitaly Klitschko, suggesting Tyson might struggle to compete at that level. Klitschko boasts an impressive record of 45-2, with 41 of those wins coming by knockout. He defended the heavyweight title 12 times and returned from a 4-year hiatus to reclaim the WBC title in 2008, during which he and his brother dominated the division. As debates swirl over legacies, the spotlight also shines on Jake Paul. Is he genuinely carving a niche in boxing, or just cashing in on fame? With heavyweights like Klitschko and legends like Tyson in the ring, the lines between real boxing skill and showmanship are becoming increasingly blurred, igniting further controversy around Paul's rise.
Every time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name.
Unless we're talking about Floyd, and listen, we all gotta believe we're the greatest of all times, right? We all gotta believe that, but we all know Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time.
If you could have fought any fighter in your life, any weight, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather. So we're in there fighting low.
Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated champion with a flawless 50-0 record, often touts himself as the best ever, so it's no shocker he made his own top 5 list. However, his snubs raised eyebrows. He notably left out iconic figures like Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali, 2 names that many fans would argue belong in any top 5. Even legendary boxers like Sugar Ray Leonard and Sugar Ray Robinson were overlooked, making his selections all the more controversial. In a sport steeped in history, Mayweather's omissions have ignited fierce debate about who truly deserves a spot among the greatest. In a revealing moment during Fat Joe's Instagram Live in 2020, Floyd Mayweather shared his thoughts on the greatest boxers of all time. He kicked off the conversation by stating, "We've gotta go Pernell Whitaker. I'ma go Roberto Duran. Man, you put me in a tight predicament. As far as with the heavyweights, if we're gonna go heavyweights, I'm gonna be honest, I've gotta go Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes beat everybody in his era." Mayweather's selection of Holmes highlights the heavyweight legend's dominance during his time, but he also took a moment to reflect on Holmes' loss to Tyson, emphasizing that it came during a challenging time for the former champion. He elaborated, "When Larry Holmes got beat by Tyson, he got beat by a young, hungry champion, and he came out of a year's retirement and got beat by Tyson. I've gotta say, Larry Holmes, he had the basic fundamentals, he had the jab, and even right now, he's still living a great life because he made smart investments. So he was good from the beginning of his career to the end of his career." This admiration for Holmes underscores Mayweather's respect for fundamental boxing skills and smart career management, elevating the conversation about what truly defines greatness in the sport. As debates about the greatest boxers continue to swirl, Mayweather's insights remind fans that legacy is built not just on victories, but also on longevity and sound decisions. Both the fighters almost faced off on stage at a WBC event, but they never actually met in the ring. When Tyson saw Mayweather, he approached him grinning and tried to attack him. Most people flee and hide at the mere prospect of Iron Mike hurling a bomb at them.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about Floyd?
Awesome fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like, you was a movie star. You was a hero.
I didn't see that.
Tyson's words suggest that Mayweather's confidence, often perceived as arrogance, might overshadow his accomplishments in the eyes of some fans and fellow athletes. Tyson is stepping into the ring with a fierce determination, dismissing any notions that this fight is merely a spectacle or charity event. Insiders report that his training is marked by an intensity not seen in years, featuring grueling sparring sessions and a rigorous fitness regimen aimed at refining his iconic skills. Despite not fighting professionally since his 2005 loss to Kevin McBride, Tyson's brief return to the ring against Roy Jones Jr. 4 years ago reignited interest in his legacy. With less than a month until his next fight, anxiety among fans has surged, especially after Tyson revealed he struggles to walk following intense sparring. While he has kept a low profile on social media, Tyson shares glimpses of his training, including a recent video showcasing a powerful left hook that floored his sparring partner. As the fight approaches, the boxing world is left wondering if Tyson can reclaim his former glory, or if the risks of stepping back into the spotlight are too great.
What's that?
My mother died at 16. If she came back to life, I wonder if she recognized me.
Yeah, she would. She would.
Yeah.
But she'd be proud of you. So you didn't end up staying in Brownsville.
Yeah, so far. Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's reverse. I love it. Excellent.
20 seconds. And then the end. It's just like that.
As Tyson gears up to face a challenger 31 years his junior, health concerns cast a long shadow. Yet two of his fiercest rivals, Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, believe he still has what it takes to prevail. Back in 2002, Tyson infamously threatened to devour Lewis's children as they prepared for their heavyweight title bout, but the fight ended with Tyson on the canvas in the 8th round. Now Lewis has set aside their past rivalry to support Tyson in his quest to conquer Jake Paul and reclaim his former glory. He confidently stated, "Mike Tyson's gonna win. He's not that old. Don't take him too softly. We're 1 year apart. You can fight somebody like that and do well because the person you're fighting is not a true fighter, and there's 100 things that you've forgotten that he's learning." Meanwhile, Holyfield, who famously had a piece of his ear bitten off by Tyson in their legendary bouts, has also reconciled with him. He believes Tyson will shine in his return to the ring after years away, facing an opponent for the first time since his 2005 exit. fix it. Holyfield shared, "I don't know how much confidence that Jake Paul has and all of that, but he's gonna be a lot quicker. If he stays close to Mike, then his chance of winning is going to be great, but if he tries to stay back from Mike, he's going to get caught. Mike is like a snake. He'll pop out on you." With such heavyweights in his corner, the anticipation surrounding Tyson's comeback continues to build. Larry Holmes, the legendary heavyweight champion who battled Tyson in 1988, has weighed in on the highly anticipated rematch. With unfiltered conviction, Holmes declared, "Tyson put me to shame in our fight, and he'll do the same to Jake Paul." Reflecting on their clash, where he was knocked out in the 4th round, Holmes hopes Jake Paul remembers the frantic struggle to maintain composure he experienced in the ring. Holmes believes Tyson's aggressive style, remarkable punch resistance, and relentless offensive tactics are critical to his legacy as a formidable opponent. Tyson is still dangerous. He ducks, moves, and gets in close to land powerful body shots. Jake has to be ready for that. This upcoming clash not only marks a pivotal moment for Paul, who has garnered fame more from social media than boxing prowess, but it also sees him stepping into the ring after a recent win over Mike Perry, filled with newfound confidence. Yet, he faces Tyson, a giant of heavyweight history known for his legendary knockout power and unyielding spirit, elevating the stakes to dizzying heights. Holmes, who suffered a devastating knockout from Tyson, warns, "Jake can throw punches, but Tyson will keep coming. If Paul tries to trade punches, he's going to lose." He emphasizes Tyson's relentless nature and questions whether the YouTube star can handle the immense pressure of facing such a legendary fighter. Having recently observed Tyson's training, Holmes expressed confidence that despite his age, Tyson hasn't lost his edge. "I've seen him train, and he's still got that power. If Jake wants to make it through the fight, he has to be ready for everything Tyson brings," Holmes asserted. The fight on November 15th will challenge Paul's ability to face a true boxing icon while marking Tyson's return to the professional arena. Holmes cautioned, "It'll be a tough night for Jake Paul if he's not careful." As the tension builds ahead of the highly anticipated showdown between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, the fight landscape is buzzing with speculation and intrigue. Paul's relentless pursuit of validation in the boxing world is evident, and his latest training video serves as a testament to his preparation. The stakes are higher than ever, as he aims to prove himself against a legend while solidifying his own legacy in the sport. The implications of this fight resonate deeper than just a clash of fists. For Paul, it's an opportunity to silence critics and elevate his status from internet celebrity to legitimate boxer. Meanwhile, Tyson, despite being 31 years his senior, is poised to remind the world why he remains a formidable force. As the anticipation for the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight intensifies, experts are weighing in on what this clash means for both fighters. UFC legend Daniel Cormier, known for his sharp insights and candid analysis, shared his thoughts on Paul's previous fight against Mike Perry, highlighting the challenges Paul faced in the ring. Cormier observed, emphasizing the resilience Paul displayed in that bout, "I watched Jake Paul fight Mike Perry. I watched Jake Paul get pressed to the point where he started to feel uncomfortable. It looked like Mike Perry had a chance. But then Jake has a reserve tank to go to and get and draw from because he's 27 years old. Then he comes back and ultimately finishes Mike Perry." However, the stakes in his upcoming match against Tyson are vastly different. Cormier warned, painting a vivid picture of the precarious situation Paul finds himself in. "I think the fight is a lose-lose for Jake Paul, because if you beat up Mike Tyson, everybody loves Mike Tyson. What if Mike knocks him out, though? Then it's over. Everything's done. It would be an all-time backfire. If Paul gets knocked out, nothing's ever been done like that in the sport's history. With so much on the line, the outcome of this fight could redefine both fighters' legacies, leaving fans on the edge of their seats as they eagerly await what happens next. The stakes couldn't be higher for Mike Tyson and Jake Paul as they prepare to clash in a fight that many believe could be a setup. With Tyson's legendary power and Paul's viral charisma, fans are on the edge of their seats, questioning if this fight is real or just a spectacle. Get ready for a showdown that promises chaos, controversy, and maybe even a script twist no one saw coming.